the Focus or Honda?
Yes, no, not Honda. Yes, today we're talking about a shipment, and every shipment you do in the system except Honda. Yes, because Honda is a special process. So maybe you can show me what would be the first step you do when you are going to do a delivery.
Yes.
¿Pueden pasar por favor el control? No, no, creo que yo lo puedo asignar. Okay. First of all, I wanted to see more or less how you work, yes, with shipments. This means a process you find, as you already mentioned, in the group before. Okay? So, in group, you have shipments to customers. But what you just explained to me, you generate a picking list, you called it, but this is nothing else than an Excel sheet where you are writing all the shipments that you have for that week or for that day or however you do it. So you are planning the shipments manually because you are getting these information from the customer orders. For each part, you get into the customer order and you put it in your Excel sheet so that you can send it to the shipping department. Yeah. So first of all, what I would like to show you is the number 5, yeah, where you can print a shipping list. Yeah. So I type in 05. And here, for example, date today, I would like to print a shipping list for this planner. And remember, the important thing is that the correct planner is in the parts master, because according to this planner in the parts master, you will be able to work and select your parts according to the planner. Okay? So I want a shipping list for all part numbers planned by this planner, or I want a shipping list for all part numbers shipped from location. And you have these different locations. Normally you don't use that as a parameter, but you can also say I would like to print a shipping list from customer number 1 to customer number 5, for example. Or if you just want to print the shipping list for one specific customer, you put the number of the customer from and to, okay? So right now what I will do is I will generate one without doing for cost. The next thing is date selection. You can print a list with dates. The number 2 would mean week dates, and the number 3 would be day and week dates. Yes, let's do it with day and week dates. So I will do number 3 here. So with planning adjustment, I will say no, yes, because with planning adjustment, that means you are reserving already the parts that you are going to be shipping, yes. And if it's not like that, you are only going to block the rest, okay, and you cannot do anything else but doing the shipment. So you better, please, very, very important, put here a 0, okay. So I press enter now. I have not made a selection. I know that's it. I don't have selection. I wanted everything. I press enter, and now to my pool, and I have a look at my list. This list I generated before, okay? So this is not the one that I have just generated. Now we have to wait a little bit because it looks at all the information on customers' orders and so on, so that this is generated. You see, I was updating with F5, and now we see here a second list. Then I can see what we have to deliver. For example, in this case, we have for February 11th, here we have this date. I go to the right, and now you can see for 13, 14, 16, 17, and we have got until the 18, and then we have the week 8 and the week 9. Yes, and here what you can see is all the deliveries that you have to issue and the dates when you have to send the parts and the quantity, of course. Yes, so you have here the customer number and the shipping point, the quantity, the part number, and everything you have to ship. Okay, so this is one way that you have to go into the system part by part and look for the customer order in order to do your Excel. Yes. So this is a very easy way of seeing what am I going to ship. Of course, this process for shipping, printing the shipping list, is only information because in this case the system is not checking do I have enough parts or not. Yes, this is just a list what you have to deliver according to your customer's order, but it's not doing any proof or stocks or production or something. Yes, so this is a very simple way of shipping material in the system. Yes, you have an old version of the system. I work, for example, with a scanner with Honda, and in newer releases we have also, for example, mailboxes where you can get all your proposals of what you have to deliver, also with a proof if you have enough part numbers or not, and if you don't have enough, then it's shown it's displayed in another color and so on, but that you don't have it here. So the only tool that you could use in this case would be printing this list. Yes, I don't know if you knew about this list. If you didn't, now you know that there is this list, and maybe what you can do in the future is to begin printing your list. Maybe at the beginning you will not feel safe because you are used to your Excel. Always print your list and check it with your Excel, double check it, and maybe sometimes you will be able to go with the list and not anymore checking each customer order. Yes, you have to show you what you have. You must know the way it works better than me, because maybe I don't know a lot of situations that can happen in your plant, but this is what I can show you. Okay, so after printing our shipping list, then we can proceed to do our shipment to customer. So the next step would be the number 9. So again, this screen where I press enter. Here I don't get it. I need to have a part number. So I'll take this one, which is part number. Now I go to the number 9. And I will work with this part number. Yes. You said the warehouse is normally this TS warehouse. First of all, to see what kind of warehouse is this TS. With a question, I can get display all my warehouses, and see here with number 5 the information about this warehouse. Okay. So this is not an X-Log warehouse, for example. Warehouse, is it correct? No, it's dynamic. Okay. Warehouse TS here, and then I get delivery scale, my record for the contract where I can do my delivery. I select it with the number 1. And I display first all the delivery points or the shipping addresses that are available for this part number. In this case, it's only 1. I enter, and now my delivery mask, yes? As you can see, for example, I have got some information already there, for example, like shipment and delivery forwarder, yes? This is information that you are adding in your contract, and that's why we have got this information already here. So if sometime the delivery or the shipment conditions are changing, then you know you have to go to your contract and put it correctly. Now I would like to have a look at the contract. I would go back with F1. I will go here. Contract. A price agreement where we set up this information, and here that you have the carrier is so think about it. Carrier is caliber 13 and terms to forwarder, yes. 13.2. I have to leave the record. So you see here that you have this information, yes? So you know where this information is coming from, and if it is changed for any reason, then you know you have to go to your contract, to your price agreement, and then correct information according to the way it has to be. Then you have here your information about your delivery point, which is also coming from your customer master, delivery points with S3, and that's the information you get displayed here, your head, there information about the part number and the last deliveries for this part number, date and quantities, and the cumulative number, okay? So now I am going to press enter. First I will put the quantity. I will just deliver one. I'm not sure if we have in the warehouse some parts. So enter a valid country. Sorry?
USA.
Okay. So and now you see now it is telling me that the stock on hand cannot be minus. That means I don't have parts in the warehouse so that I can do admin. Yes. I'll go back. Hello? I can't go back. How do you go back here? Sorry?
Inventar para vender material.
Pero ¿cómo se salen de esta? No me puedo salir de esta pantalla, ¿por qué?
F1 and F12 don't work.
No, not working. This is very.
Take that mark out of the box.
Sorry?
You in your text file there.
Oh, yes, now I see it. Sorry. So minor mistake, huh? Okay. So sorry. Yeah. Can I book some parts for this dummy test part number, Brian?
Yes.
Okay. So then I will go to the no, it's not the 04. So now what I will do is I will book some part numbers in your warehouse. Code receipt on plant. This is not correct. Normally you don't do this. Normally you have your production orders, you produce your parts, then you report your parts, and that's how you get parts in PS. Yes? But in this case, I'm just doing an example. I don't have parts for dummy test yet. So I will book them with an unplanned, yes, in the warehouse, yes. So I press enter. Other number you could give it or not. So I press enter again. Here, as you have a container warehouse, you have to add the quantities, but you also have to put what is the container you are using. Yes. So let's see. Do you have any container you can tell me, or put something? Which can I use here? It doesn't matter. We'll take. So, okay, sorry, I am putting CT2. I'm going to put it CT1. You know, the CT2 is the auxiliary container. That means if I put here, I would put here, for example, a pallet. Yes, the CT1 is the one containing the part. So that's why I will put here the box then, and the quantity, let's say 10 pieces. Okay. Then you would say here number contained. So I say 10 pieces, each one piece. Yes. So is this? It's printing something. Press enter.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if there will be something printed, but you know it's a test. It's nothing. Can I go with F3? Or with F3? Sorry, modification in your system. I don't know this. Yes, that's why I have to ask.
Enter doesn't work. Try F3 then.
Enter is not working, so I go with F3. So I did get my pieces book. Now I have some for this part number. I go back to the 4409 and I try to deliver my part. Warehouse TS, yes? If I go with a question mark, for example, then I can type here 06, and then I can see I have in TS warehouse 10 pieces, yes? So I put 10 pieces. If I go with a number 1 here, then you can see that's what I booked today. Go back with that. Now I can do my delivery. Sorry, it was too much. So, TS. I said with number 1, and now I can say I would like to deliver 2 pieces, for example. Yes. I enter. I have this comment always. Yes. Have to master data. Okay, but this is the test part number. So there again, create evaluation report. Okay, enter again. And now in my warehouse, where I got one container with 10 pieces, yes, with this batch number. So I can say, remember, I want to deliver only 2 pieces, yes? So, sorry. Number 1. I got number 1, but with number 2, so I can just take, because remember, I have one container with 10 pieces and I just want to deliver 2 pieces. So with number 2, I select it and I say only 2 pieces. It's saying requirement 10, issue 10, because I had already pressed enter. Now I enter, and now this is saying 10 issue 2 difference 8. Okay? Because I've been partially 2 pieces from this container. So I press enter, and now I display here my container information according to the way, well, in this case, yes, it's a container warehouse, and Xlog warehouse, and that's why you get already displayed that this is a box. But remember, you also have your variants in the container management. Yes, so according to this, once you are your material in your warehouse, and you can then deliver according to the packaging that you have already created in the system. In this case, I took a box because this is an example. And then with F8, with F7, I can update. Here you have also the option to create, yes, in case, for example, you would like to add a palette for this box, then I could go and press F6, and then enter, and then I look for a palette, yes. If I remember, you have a PAL, yes, and then say application. So you don't have I don't know what I thought. Do you know a name of a palette here? You have one. I can pick one, yes? So remember that a palette is an auxiliary packaging, okay? And then one and it's one box, yes, with 2 pieces. So here happens one container with 2 pieces, yes. Print a good stack for the palette, then you would here with one, yes, then you would get one label for the whole package, and then the label for the box, okay? You have, if you want it in the condition note and in the packing slip, that means in the transportation document and your packing slip. If you're sending some containers empty with this delivery, the batch number, yes. So press enter, and you have now that you have got, sorry. So this is not correct because we have only one container, yes, and the box is 2 pieces, one box 2 pieces, and one box in one container, okay? And I press F7, with I could see the weight, as you can see here, with F1. 9 components, that means when you are working with versions which are created in the system as a part number with a bill of materials behind. Yes, but this is something you are not using, so this key function has no use for you. You have the different views. For example, in this case, I see the part number, the container, the description, quantity number, and if I press F7, then you would see the container code and the package number, yes? And if you see, here you can get the number of the package, and you see, okay, this is going to be a single label, and this will be the master label. The single label is printed to the container type 1, to the pallet, the container type 2, okay? So with F10, you can see these different views. You can see this about the packages and the weight and so on, okay? So you can see the container variant that you have created for this contract. Remember, in your contract, you can get F11 number because this one I'm using. So in this case here with F11 you can create the packaging, yes? So this is what you can see here. In this case I just added a box, yes? But with F11 I can see the packaging which is created to the contract, okay? I go with F1, Shift F12. So bundles is when you are doing mixed shipments. Do you go with mixed shipments or bundle shipments? Or package, for example, one pallet with 10 boxes with the same part number. Are you mixing numbers in one pallet?
Yes.
You are using this function? But do you know this function?
I don't think bundle into one box. We bundle, you know, like a carton, you know, carton, not bundle.
But we're currently doing mixed loads wrong anyway, because we're doing each pallet one individual packing slip to make mixed load label instead of each multiple pallets with mixed load labels on one bill of lading. It's going to allow us to do pallets with mixed load labels so it can all be one bill of lading. If it's one destination, it should be one bill of lading, not 5 for each Wednesday.
For each skid.
We had 5, so we had 5 bill of ladings to make a mixed load label.
I've never seen it.
I can prepare these bundle shipments for next Monday. If you want, then I can show you how to open a shipment, and I can prepare some data, yes, before we do the training, but I can show you how it works. I will use this part number because this is a test part number, and then I can show it to you on Monday, yes, and then we can take this topic for Monday. So, now I'm done here. Then with F7 and created my delivery. Yes. The next step would be to go and print the ship mode. But first, I want to see again my contract for this part number in order to make sure that I know that it is, well, a selected invoice should be. So I document to customer. Now I go to the printing options with 24. And there I have got collective packing slips, yes? That's the group 46. That's when I print them for the first time. If I want to do a reprint, I go here to number 47, and I get reprint print for labels, packing slips, or invoices, and okay. I go back to 46. Then I select. No, sorry, I'm going back to the green one. 46. Collecting slips, number 17. Now I know the customer because I didn't pay attention. So the customer in this case and the shipping. So type it in here, 06825, shipping 014. The same one, yes, I want to print only the one. I do it so specifically because I know if you have something open in the system and I don't want to print your document that's printed. So then collective packing slip here with a question mark, you can see what this means. It means you are printing this normally daily. So then you would always put a number 1 in this case. Why? Because it's daily. So I press enter, and now my delivery note must be printed. I can see it in my work spool file. We have something modified, but anyway, this is our packing slip 92683. Okay? So the next step would be I go to my shipment. And now you do the delivery not only with packing slip but also with invoice. So you have to go to manual invoice release. You always have to release the invoice manually. So I have to look here for my part number. With F, also select with part number or with packing slip number, for example. Here I got my part number, and I find it here. This is dummy test TDI, quantity 2 pieces today with the 72683. So this is the record I want to print an invoice to. So I also want to show you here is toggle mode. What is this? Is a change mode in the screen, because normally when you access this screen, you access the manual invoice release on action. That means that these are records that were generated in order to create an invoice, but these have not been processed. Yeah. If I press here F2, what I see is the records that have been processed or it. I go again back with F2, and now we'll see what it means. I always have manual invoice release. Now I'm going to release my invoice that I have just created the record. Invoice is not created yet. Yes, I have created is the shipment and the delivery, but not just a record with a delivery note with the quantity to create an invoice. So I selected with a number 1. I press enter. I get displayed this screen where I get my conditions, which are set up in the contract, in the price agreement. I have the price. This type is invoice, RE. You have your different clearing types. If you are issued, you can also issue manually, for example, debit notes or pro forma invoices or manual invoices. I will show you later what this means. Yeah? But just concentrate on our delivery. So this was RE. So then I check, yes, okay, price is okay. Here I have got my shipment information, which is 2 pieces today with this delivery note. And I have this complete number, dispatch, and so on. So this is coming from our delivery information. As you can see, this is blue. You cannot change this information. Yes, only here, for example, you could add some information. But not here, you cannot. Yes, for example, if you have something for freight or for packaging and so on, you could. Otherwise, with for example, with F3, when you are in this screen, with F3, you can display the price from the contract. Yes, F3. It's not working. It's just taking it here. Yes, it's not doing anything. So F12. We don't have anything else here. That's it. The contract 6. You see here with F6, with 5, then you can see the price agreement and your price here. The other one, which is this one, you can price, if you have here, for example, 5, you can F3 price from contract and it will put it here. Okay? If you would like to add any surcharge, you could do it here. Otherwise, you just press enter. Is that okay? Yes. Then I press enter. Well, at that point, I could have go back. Yes. If I was sure or if I don't want to issue the invoice yet. So now with 3, if you look for my part number, I don't find it anymore because I have processed it already. So when I find then this record, if it's already processed, then I press F2, and now you see in this screen, I can see all records which have been processed. And this is a requirement so that I can issue the invoice. Yes? If, again, F2, here, no invoice will issue. Again, once I create the invoice, then this record will disappear and an invoice will be printed. At this point, I still could cancel this or go back. Yes, that is in the processed mailbox. I still can select it with a number 4, press enter, and confirm delete with F4. Now, what happened? I erased it from the processed one. If again F2, then go back to this mailbox and look where's my record again. So that means when you process this record, you still can cancel this and bring it back to the unprocessed in case something happened or they say no, the shipment will not be sent, we don't need the invoice anymore, we have to cancel it or whatever, then the here, yes. Once if here and the invoice is printed, then you can't do anything about it anymore, at least not here, okay? I will press again, enter, 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 F2. Now I've got it here in the process one. Now I can go back and do the printing options. Yeah. Remember, where is my record now? My record is now in the mailbox manual invoice releases F2 processed or edited. Yes. So I'm back. I go to the printing options 24 and then go to collective invoices. I select customer. So I put everything yes because I don't want to print something else than this one. Thank you. It is also important, of course, the date. And then the collective invoice, a question mark, and it's always number 1 because it's a daily invoice, yes? But be careful here. If you put in the contract that it's a weekly one and you try to print a daily one, the system is not going to print anything, yes? And then you will ask yourself, why is it not printing this invoice, yes? So you have to check your master data in those cases, okay? So in this case, it's a daily one. I enter, and now I should have generated an invoice in my tool. And I got it here. And now you see I've got an invoice with this number. Okay, so this invoice for my now. Now I have the delivery screen. Remember we did the shipment, customer, then the delivery note, then the manual invoice, and the next step is the assembly of shipment. I don't know how this is going or how this is happening in your plant, yes, but you can normally do the shipment, print the delivery note, then you can do the assembly of shipments, then the manual invoice. I don't know how you prepare, how in advance you are preparing your shipments. If you do the shipment and right away you do the assembly of shipment. But this assembly of shipment is important because here you mention, let's say it like that, for send the ASN. Okay. What is my customer GM? I think it's one, yes. I action my contract here, and I can see here that that's the customer. So I can go here and check. Okay, this is my customer. So they selected with a number 1. And then my delivery note 72683. Is this my delivery note? Let's see it here. This is my delivery note 783. Yes. So this is my delivery. Here I can see the weight, the gross and the net weight. Which warehouse is being sent, the quantity, the date, the conditions for the sending. And here I can check the customer's master with F5 refresh. 17, I can do the delivery. This happens, yes, in cases when you are working with collective deliveries. Okay, so I clear in the, sorry, I left there. I could say, for example, I could have here different delivery notes, and for each delivery note, I could have different part numbers, so I could see it here with Shift F5, and the position, and then I could say, okay, for this one, I don't want to send this part number. I just want to set the next 5, for example. Yeah? Otherwise, if you are going to send everything, you can select it with a number 1. And at the moment that you are selecting this record with a number 1, you get here a consignment number generated. Yes. So at the moment you generate the consignment number, and then here you have more information, for example, about the forwarder. Yes. Remember that for the forwarder, we added some master data in the carrier's master data. I'll go back to 7 in the 45.7. I have got the carriers, and in this case we have the carrier column is the name. With 1, and you remember with F8 with the allocation to the customer. So that's my customers 76825, and you get displayed information for this allocation. As you can have the allocation to the customer, and this information, there's no further information. Yes, but customers, where you really need to put the right information here, because otherwise, when they receive the ASN, they can tell you shipment type is missing in ASN. ASN, for example. Yes, and this is information coming for the carrier master. So that's why this is important. And now you can see here we got again the carrier master when you are generated the consignment number. When this was generated, freight codes. It's also that this is required by any customer in the ASN or not. Yes, this is just the important thing here is that you know each field is here for one reason, but not maybe for all customer is being used or must not be used. Yes, for some customers they say yes, I need to have, for example, information, and some others they don't care about that. Yes, so here you can then type in for the license plate number, the truck, time zone, when it will be received. For example, it will be received tomorrow, let's say. Time will it be received at 10 a.m., for example. Okay. Then here, with loading, here you could put a number. Yes. So you are in this each type. I should look at the code table so I know exactly what this is because the translation is not telling me something. But anyway, don't use this as the code table is empty. Number forward orders is only one in this case. Full group is used for some customers. For example, here I think this 4. Might think so. And for Ford, for example, you do have to put a full group, yes, and that's important. Otherwise, they will tell you who is missing in ASN. If you receive a new plan that you are delivering, you have to go then to code UD in order to be able to create a new pull group for the new customer or shipping point that you will deliver to. Okay? And we have this mode of transport. Here you can put it's a truck or it's a ship or whatever it is. The same for this information. Some customers must have this information. Some customers don't care about this. Yes. So what we're doing here is assembling in a way the shipment and allocating some transportation information to this shipment. Press enter. When you have carrier per number, you have to type in information and transportation detail. You don't have any information between these code tables, so you cannot be using this. And here I think you add maybe a number or some information because it's requested by a specific customer. Yes? Do you use this? Someone, if this is being used in Mexico or in the US? Okay. Why not? I don't think so. As I said, the code table here is empty, but they are allocated. So that's why you can see them here when you are doing the assembly shipment. So now I press enter then if I am not putting any information there. Then I again my package at this point change or add something different in the packaging. Let's say we didn't have this box that we thought and it was packed in a different container, and then you still could change the packaging information when you are doing the assembling of the delivery. Yes. If there is nothing else that you would like to do in this case, then you can update with F7. And now, as you can see, as it was the only delivery for this customer, now the customer is not here anymore. So here we got some deliveries that are still pending to be assembled. For Chrysler, in this case, we have only one from August the 9th. So this is something old. This is here if you are not sending it. As well as, for example, here for Nissan, you have got also to the list. They are from today. So here you can see what is open to be assembled. This is also today, and so on. Okay, so now I have done this assembly of shipment. The next step will be, now I have done my delivery. Here, delivery. I have printed my delivery note. I have printed my invoice, and I've done the assembly of shipment. So then when my window is open, when the carrier comes and is taking with him the mail, then I go again to the 46, or let's say to the print options, EDI. I would like that, 44, and then 24. And I go to the bill of lading ASN. Okay, after I did the assembly of the delivery, then I record in this number 16. And as you can see, for example, here we have our delivery, yes? You have here so many deliveries, but because you are not sending ASN to all these customers or not, but I can see you have a lot of information here. Normally, you would have here only the ones, 23 pages. Well, it's not a lot, but it's something. But if you send them, the record will be stocked here, okay? Going to the top. I suppose that's the reason why we have here 23 pages, because I don't think these are all deliveries of today or yesterday that have been sent, yes? My controller that I did before. I guess I can display the information. So, and now, what are the possible selection criteria here? I can select with a number 1, with a number 2, 5, 6, 9, F, M, and U. So, with number 1, what happens is that you can see here you have got three levels. For the EDI, one is for the a kind of transport document, and the document for the carrier. Okay. At the moment, number 1, you are printing transport documents and you are sending EDI. Yeah. But you only say, okay, I just want to print the transport document, yes? So then you could do it only with a number 6. And I have here an X, because this means for this delivery, I have printed already my transportation document. Now my spool. And you can see here I have got a forward order is the name, the correct name, with F5. And here you see you have got the document for the transportation. Okay. So I think you work with the number 9, but I will select with 9. And you see you get here again an X. And anything. Oh, let's see, because I'm not sure. Do you have EDI data for this one here? I sent any. Oh, no, this is not mine. Okay. It's received. Okay, I had a master data for this, but as I can see, no master data, so I'm not sending anything. Yes? Looks good. That's why I'm not selecting it with a number 1, yes? Because if I select with number 1, oh, sorry. If I here with a number 1, then I send an EDI. Yes? It will remain here. I can erase it afterwards, but maybe good to see. I want to do something about these records here, which will not be sent EDI. Let's see what is this. So this is separate.
You can FAL and EDI.
Data. Okay. Okay. So the number 1 I can select it, and now it's gone. Yes, because it was already sent, and that means only what is here in this mailbox is I did a delivery, but I didn't send the EDI. I don't know if this is correct or no. If this delivery is in advance and you have not issued yet, could be because this is February 10th. That's something you know better than me. Okay. The record is gone. If you remember, I had a consignment number 580821. It's 47, which is the repeat print, and I want to repeat EDI 29. You will see that my consignment 580822 is now here. Yes? And I've got all the deliveries that have been done and sent via EDI. So here's also a way where you can control if you have sent the EDI with the consignment or the shipment numbers. So here you can display it with 5, not even. If you select it with a number 1, then you could do a resend of the ASN. Yes, but I know if there are cases where you can resend an ASN, but you would select it again with number 1, and in this case it's not doing anything because we have master data. But with number 2, I get displayed information and enter, and I send it. Okay? But no, I don't want to resend it. Then I wouldn't send anything as no master data is added in the system. So, once this happened, there's nothing I can do about a delivery. A delivery is done and processed. I cannot cancel a delivery. Yes? And there is nothing through the application that I can do in order to cancel a delivery. And why? Because a delivery that had just left via EDI to the customer, it's gone. There are arrangements. You can talk to the customer. You can agree, okay, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to send you a new one. But the EDI has left. Okay? That would be the whole delivery process. Do you have questions so far?
I have a question about the before for the ASN. If there is a possible to delete the ASNs that are old and we are not using anymore?
You mean the 4616? And you mean the records that you have here? So, there are two options. One option is you are sure and you know that no EDI data is in the system, and you just can process it with one, like the one I did before. No EDI data is in the system. Then I can just process it with one and nothing is going to be sent. The best person to judge this might be Brian. The second option is I can do something through database. I can put the flag that it was sent, and with this flag then they will disappear here and they will go to the other mailbox as if they were sent. Yes? I know, Brian, you're talking about this?
Why don't you guys just back them all out? You can back this step by step back to the point of to the pilot basically. And
So for Mexico is, are the actual shipments that left your facility?
Yes.
Are the shipments that left your facility?
Them and the other ones are, I mean, they sell the material, but they didn't send the material. I don't know if I'm explaining well.
I know, but if you don't process this, it doesn't relieve stock and it doesn't invoice. So they should reverse completely if they're not a true shipment, and if they are a shipment, they should be processed so that you're invoicing for the parts and relieve stock.
Okay.
Chris, in the case of Mercedes, the real our inventory is sitting at Laredo. So if you see some ASN spending, it's because the material has not been shipped to customers. I mean, it's sitting in Laredo, and the customer picks up from there.
Okay, but so that would be, but there's 23 pages of open shipments right now.
Yeah.
All of them, you see with the number 5, you can see the date, for example, of the shipment. There's something July 2014. I don't think this is something you are still going to be sending. Yes, you have to check this. In this case, sorry? Sorry?
I think they're doing in Mexico real quick.
Okay.
So it did not release parts from inventory?
The final step, it doesn't release and it doesn't invoice either.
still in the final order,
Yeah, it didn't.
shipping order.
And if these are old, you have done stock adjustments since that time.
Yes, we will need to go to each one of them, or at least for the ones that are from recent date, and the ones are prior to our physical inventory, so that I think we should delete it. Because I think we already took the adjustment.
If I may say something, what I think that happens in this case is, do you send ASN Mercedes Logistics Center?
Send them to Mercedes, but I just saw some of them that they're from last year, so we would have, it has to be reviewed. See, our invoice for Mercedes is our warehouse in Laredo.
Okay, so that's something that you have just said is that you're delivering from your plant to our house in Laredo, and Laredo is picking up the material, or you're sending it, sorry?
Mercedes picks up at Laredo.
Okay, so this is an example of a ESP, external service provider, yes? And that's why this is staying here, because you are delivering, but you are not sending ASN because you are not yet delivering to Mercedes, but to the logistics center. Yes. What happens in these cases is you have an ESP process where at the time you are delivering to the warehouse, sending a warehouse movement ASN to the warehouse, and then when Mercedes picks up the material from this warehouse, he has to send you as well an inventory report or warehouse movement message, which will then do the movement from your warehouse in your system, that means from the ESP, so that delivery happened, and then it's all done. So these records here, because you deliver to the warehouse, but you're not sending ASN because you are not yet delivering to Mercedes, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we do create a, going back, we do create, we don't send the ASN until the material is picked up, and this way because we work against RAM.
But for example, in this case, you never sent it, and it was 2014. Because you never sent it, or you forgot in this case. Yes.
That I don't know. I mean, I would have to review.
No, you have to review. You have to review, because let's say these are deliveries to customers where you set an ASN. Of course, you would immediately know because your customer would say, "Hello, where is my ASN?" Yes. But what I see, and I have the feeling that here you have a different kind of process, which is not put in the system the way it should be, and that's why you have got here these records, which are, so you have two options. They never send, or they send when Mercedes is picking up the material from the warehouse in Laredo, and at your plant you forget to send it, or maybe the warehouse in Laredo is sending an AN or something to Mercedes. Yes, I don't know. You have to analyze the process, how this is working. Whose warehouse is this? Is this a warehouse from you or from Mercedes?
It's like external to be our house.
It's a warehouse.
Party service. Yes, our warehouse. I mean, they don't have access to our system. That's why they're not sending the ASNs. We send the ASNs from here on a daily basis.
Okay, so this is just a transition.
Yes, that's when the ASNs are data from that. Those have to be reviewed.
Exactly, yes. I just wanted to let you know there is something that is not working, because if you forget to send the ASN because it's leaving from another warehouse, which is transit, you might think about doing here an external service provider. This external service provider can apply to a warehouse belonging to the customer or a warehouse belonging to you. Doesn't matter. So just if you need further information, we can talk about this again. Okay?
Okay.
So with this, I would say I would be ready for today with deliveries. And I would say that on Monday that we have again another session, I will show you canceling deliveries and deliveries. This bundling, and you can decide if you need this option or if you don't need it at all. Okay?
Yeah.
Any questions? Is that okay for you? Then on Monday, what time are we meeting?
On your